Good morning, Ramon. Good morning, Team Steam. Sorry you might get interrupted by barking dogs and the city cutting trees, but not much I can do about that.
Did you say barking dogs, Mindy?
What I said.
Are you suggesting that we go with more underdogs today?
Well, we'll have to see. You have to wait and find out. You have to stick around and see how it goes, right?
Well, I don't know what we need to do, what more we need to do after yesterday. Hello to everyone coming into the chat. Hello to Team Steam and all of our followers in the chat as we get ready for Thursday action. And yes, we're coming off a big, big day. Congratulations to everybody for putting us on so many winners yesterday, Mindy. We were 9-1 on our Team Steam picks. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Yeah, we faded 3 of the games, no doubt about it. So we're going to take our props. But, Mindy, for our 9-1 record, I've got to know, what happened in the game yesterday that we lost because the chat tried to tell us do
Don't take
not
the
do it.
Hornets.
Do
They said
not
it.
go with the Hornets.
They
The
said
Hornets got
Grizzlies all day
crushed.
long.
What happened? We were 9-1. The chat said, "Do not do it. Don't go with the Hornets." And we went with the Hornets. It was our only loss. What happened there, Mindy?
Just a lot of other teams scoring, perhaps. I mean, that's kind of what it came down to. I think they kind of tried to give them a run for their money, just not tough enough. We know they're not a very good second half team, and they got the best of us.
Okay, well, I just wanted to kind of tease it a little bit and give the chat their props because they had that one right. But other than that, take a look at the handicapper leaderboards. Let's go on over to Tony'sPicks.com and get the show kind of underway. Also, greet everyone in the chat. Mindy with a 9-1 record yesterday for Team Steam, and definitely was a consensus. Many of those plays were absolute. We talked about. I mean, on several of them, we had 2, 3, 4 commenters in the chat. Saying great, good play, on the same play. So Tony Livernessy's here. Hello, Thurman Hill. Hello, Scotch Nose. Big day yesterday for Team Steam. Hopefully everybody was on him. Mad Bull, he's waking and baking and winning. Wake and win, wake and bake and win. I don't know what it is, but he's doing it over there, ready for a big day. Terrell Riley is here. Jose Sierra, where you been, Jose? You been on holiday? I don't know if we've seen you over the last couple of days. So, anyways, no, I think everything's fine, man. You're sounding just fine, so no
Okay.
technical issues, I don't think. But
He said, I heard the ghosts again, but maybe that was in his house. I thought maybe it was my microphone was bad.
maybe means those dogs. I don't know. Here's Blake here as well.
I'll try to mute them when I'm not on. It might be a while.
Blake getting the shout outs over on their across the street on their show in the afternoon, doing a good job I think he's in our chat when he does it. But anyways, Mindy, great job yesterday. Thank you for putting us on so many winners as well. I mean, I know I got to come along for the ride and agree with you and everything. And point been making there is you see the leaderboard there, and I'm not on it. And well, we are on the 7-day leaderboard there, but take a look at Team Steam with some. Maybe we just review some of those picks. We have kind of a short show, a short card today. We'll have NBA basketball, 4 from college basketball, hockey, big card in hockey, and a couple of NFL. We'll take a look at those 2 Saturday games, and maybe we'll update a little bit on what we know about how we're going to play these. Are we going to play these games? What we're going to do with these games? So there you see it: 4-0 in college ball, 4-1 in the NBA, 1-0 in the NHL on those games yesterday, Mindy. Some of those games were pretty wild. How about this over in Detroit and Golden State with the wild finishes, the beautiful passing and pick play for the Warriors to tie the game, and then the Pistons hitting the last second shot. But we were already home in that one. We had the under in the Stars and the Ducks. Stars couldn't even get a goal against the Ducks. TCU, a lot of people were concerned, Mindy, about their ability to get things done on the road. They win it outright against Baylor. Providence, how good was that? Mindy, and boy, Providence, watch out, man. I mean, they're the, you know, they're one of the sleepers, I would think, at this point. I don't know if they're sleepers or what, but we were, when we got on that game, we were like, probably, that took us 2 seconds to know. Remember, I teased you. I said as soon as I saw you put Providence in there, I knew we were going to be on Providence in that game. So another good winner right there. Let me see what else we had. Missouri, Arkansas under. That was pretty solid right there. I think the Bulls. We seemed pretty solid. We want to be on the Bulls. Was that one of our games that they were trying to talk us off, Mindy? Oh, have I lost Mindy there? Oh, I'm not hearing you, Min.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, is that the ghost we're talking about? I'm not. Maybe go back.
Okay, how about now?
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, I said I had to mute my microphone because these dogs are barking like.
Oh, don't worry about it, Mindy. I mean, come on, we're not on NFL Network or something here. Even Tony loves when you bring the dog on.
Yeah, well, I mean, C-Man, he was on the Bulls, and then, Scotch was still saying to fade him. So I think it was kind of, it might have been more for fun with Scotch as well.
Okay. Well, again, I mean, that's all part of it too. I mean, we have to make, our own determination, certainly sometimes. I mean, we're not, kidding around with this or anything. We do want to give you the best picks, and we respect everyone's picks in the chat. So, but
yeah, we try to do our best to navigate with, everyone's, everyone's plays and our plays. It's kind of a fine line we got to do here on the show, just because we sell our picks over there as well. So we're doing our best, but we appreciate everyone's opinion. You guys do great work. You give us all the info. We know you're doing your research. So it's not like you're just throwing out plays to make plays. It looks like a lot of folks are in here trying to win some cash.
So let me think. So that was the Bulls game. I can't get over Providence. Man, Bryce Hopkins. Can you believe this guy? I mean, he's a star. Oklahoma City and Orlando over Pacers. What a comeback by the Pacers. They didn't win. They didn't win the game, but they got the money with that incredible and in total Pacer fashion, right? I mean, way behind, showing guts and coming all the way back. There's our loss, and with the Hornets, and then Georgia, they were in control pretty much all the way. Auburn came back a little bit, but Georgia did a great job there. Probably never in question. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Don't forget, if you ever miss the picks, you can subscribe to the picks of the morning steam. We're off to a pretty good start this season, certainly. So, but it's all
keep
thanks
this year going. That's right.
Yeah, it's all thanks to you guys. So click on the All Cappers tab to get signed up with all of our cappers over there, including the morning steam. And you saw some of the leaderboards there as well. Pravi continues to knock it out of the park, up 3,000 units over the last 7 days. Tiffany, Mindy, Ramon, 2 old ladies and an old man. They get it done right there for nearly 3,500. We got Pravi beat. Okay, you have to put us all together, but I mean, great job. Great job by him. So you can click on the All Cappers tab to get signed up. Take a look back on the homepage. You can see what everybody's gotten loaded up so far. It's big college card. It's not a lot of major. I mean, yes, there are top conferences playing, but these are a lot of smaller games. Again, one of those kind of days where maybe it's you could pick some good ones out of there. Mindy, you got a 3-pack of action in the NHL. I've got that game. I'm on that game, Mindy. That day game today is my $15 bet between Fairleigh Dickinson and St. Francis. So if you're interested in that game, it's going to be on NEC Front Row. If anybody knows what, good internet coverage of their games there. So we're on some of the games there. Collins has Thursday 3-pack there. Tony's got his $15 best bet in the NBA. Ben's got an NBA best bet for 15. Paul got a future play there as well. And there's the pick ticker where you'll find the games in order. And there I am right there at the top with that F. Dick and St. Francis game. And also you see other games lined up there all across the board here on Tony's Picks. Mindy, looks like you're got that hockey card up, but
and that's pretty much it for me so far.
I'm sure you'll be involved in this college card today.
Yeah, that's correct. I just don't have those plays in yet, and kind of looking at a couple plays here in the NBA.
And hello again to everyone filing in. We'll take a look maybe at a few more comments, and no problem with you guys on some of those games. Like I said, when I talked about it with Mindy, about why we should agree on more than 12.5% because we are, handicappers doing this for a living. You guys are great too. We're going to give you guys a chance to show your stuff here soon on the website. But, I sometimes hem and haw on some of the games that are marginal games, but it does seem like, and I'm sure you guys can read into our confidence levels as well when we get on the same game. And Mindy, I usually don't even need a handicap. I just say, I agree, Mindy. Here's a frivolous stat or two, but I agree with Mindy on this, and that's what it was. We just clicked yesterday as well. So, Mad Bull liking the hockey. Butterscotch may be ready here with the big hockey cards. That was thing yesterday, short cards, so we only had the one game. So, all right. Let's move back on over. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all of our premium pick packages, short-term, long-term, and single game. It doesn't matter. You can use the promo code on all of your packages. Please do so, especially if you're getting the morning steam packages there because, you get all those plays for free, 9 and 1 for free right here on the show. But if you do miss any of them, you can subscribe to our packages. We certainly don't mind. We appreciate it if you do. Maybe you can't make every show, but you could buy 3 days or a week for us. And Mad Bull, maybe it is, but again, it's a big card in college. We're just going to go light there. The NBA's light, and we'll be in it in hockey, I'm sure. I don't know, Mindy, what it'll be like, but I don't know. We could have several agreements in hockey the way I see it.
We've done it before.
I actually like the hockey card for the first time, and several of the bigger cards, I like this one a lot. So, all right, let's get ready for the free picks rundown. Unless you have anything else, I'll just talk maybe some of those NBA games, Mindy, were wild. We've been joking about the high scores. Phoenix and Cleveland definitely took it back to the 80s and 90s with their game yesterday. Also, we had I had a premium winner with Orlando. They dumped the Thunder after the big performance by the Thunder over the Bulls, and then of course interesting, they're playing a little triumvirate of games, so we'll take a look at that one as well. But you had the Knicks on the show, and I had them as a premium. That was never going to be a winner there. It looked like bad job by us in that one, but no problem. So Bucks and Raptors, interesting, right, Mindy? The Raptors, they were a runaway favorite. It looked to me. Remember, I said, "Oh, is Giannis going to be out?" No, he's in there. The Bucks win the game. What was going on with that? That didn't make any sense at all, right?
Yeah, you got to ask those odds makers on that one. Everyone was kind of like, "What's up with this? What's going on here?" So
the Raptors aren't doing anything special at this point. So, all right, great to see everyone getting in. I think we got enough here. Wow, look at that. And look at this. MT's here with golf. Hey, Mindy, mind if I throw out a couple of futures here on the golf tournament since we start today?
Sure, why not?
I have placed 2 plays. Let me call them up here. We don't offer, outrights on Tony's picks, but I'm gonna, if I can, I've got 2 plays for the tournament this week. Now, here's the thing about this week's tournament. Maybe MT can come in with his picks as well. I know he's been playing golf with me a long time on some of these shows, but now it's a field of 40. These are just usually mostly elite players. So a lot of times you're thinking, well, the cream will rise to the top because you got like John Rahm. He's the big, he's the just a 6-1 favorite. But this is really statistically either the easiest course of the season or one of the easiest. I don't know. I haven't looked at the whole season yet to see if they're playing any really weak courses this year, but this is a course they know every year. The average score is always going to be somewhere between, a lot of times, as much as 24, 25, even 28 under par when it's all said and done, quite likely, unless there was some crazy wins that have happened some years, but they still end up shooting. So to me, it often is a big name, but you almost have all big names. So actually the bottom of the board gives you a lot more value because they are excellent players too. I mean, look, Rahm is 7-1, 6-1, 7-1, Scheffler 9-1, JT 10-1, Cantlay 11-1. You see all these names; those are okay prices, and you can go with just one of those and have a bet and enjoy it. But anybody can win this event because of the random. When you have low score, high score, big numbers, if you will, great numbers, that makes everybody live, including those in the middle of the pack, and the big hitters as well. So you can go with just about anybody. Look for your favorite golfer down the line. So who I've played here is Billy Horschel at 66-1 to win this event, and on the low side, I took Colin Morikawa at 20-1. So those are my two plays: Morikawa 20-1, Billy Horschel 66-1. I like Sungjae to do well in this tournament, but at 16-1, I really don't think he has a good price to him there. So I would see if he maybe doesn't have a great first round and then is still within striking distance and getting involved with Sungjae. So, all right, I don't know if anybody was interested in that, but I am. So I think it's a fun golf tournament. I want to get you maybe a couple of futures, and I'll let you know how I did. I've got my plays entered in here, so just did some bets on them. That's all.
Gotcha.
All right, let's call up the action here with the free picks rundown and go right to the NBA. And now these lines, there has been some movement already. Mindy, you're going to be mad.
Probably.
Or you'll be happy. I mean, we know you went again, sometimes also going the other way as well. So here we go.
All right, let's do it.
Yep, these are about 2 hours old or so. So let's see how much this has been the outrageous mover of the day so far. Mindy, you see it right there at 228. In fact, it was actually as low as 226.5, but right now it's 231. Memphis 6, 231.
Yeah, so now I'm mad about that, right? Because I had this one, going over that 226 here, but it kind of is at that kind of cutoff line here, for me. At the 231. So if I go up to 231, then I'm probably looking at a little bit of an underplay. So, that kind of messes me up here in the meantime. But I'm going to go ahead then. I'm going to stick to I'm going to switch my play. I'm going to go to the under at 231.
Okay. I mean, I was thinking, I was like, well, maybe, I knew you were coming. I knew over was going to be your first look. And then that is a pretty outrageous move. I didn't know if you were ready to get off of it necessarily because I'm, worried about, again, I talked about, how the teams are coming in. All these three teams have kind of they played each other here over the last couple of nights. So, when you talk about the fact that yesterday Memphis ends up getting that big win on the road. Now they've got to travel on a back-to-back to Orlando, who ended up crushing the Thunder at home, and now they're a dog, and you see that total rising. I thought you might just stick with it saying, hey, it's a free play and whatnot, but I'll take Orlando plus these points at home is what I'll end up doing here. I don't know if I'm ready to get off the game, actually, and I won't go against you because I like Orlando. So let's give out 2 plays in the game here. But, Memphis on the road definitely have shown some vulnerability. Yeah, they're great. We know that they're, almost got the exact opposite record of Orlando. But, man, Orlando, they for a 14-24, they're starting to show more improvement, I think, all the time right now. I mean, here's the thing: Memphis 6-12-1 against the spread on the road. Orlando 13-8 against the spread at home. So, but I get it, and yeah, Memphis on the road, Mindy. Though they are a team that does trend under. Yeah, Orlando goes over, I think, at home, but Memphis has been kind of an under team. I don't necessarily have a problem, but obviously the widely reported steam comes in on the over in this game. Scotch is with me on this one, and Mad Bull says hard to go against him, but you gotta love the Magic right now. And I think the Magic are a team. Remember, look, they've stumbled some, so they went out my window about a really long shot there. But I'm still going to be on this team moving forward. I'm disappointed the rookie star is so inconsistent, but they do have some real good looking players on this team. I think they can only get better. Mindy's on the under, and I am on the Magic. I just want to agree on every game right now and figure we're right every time, but let's be selective, especially on this 4-game card. All right, here's a good ball game right here for sure. The Celtics, they're up to a 3-point favorite, but this total is 231.
Yeah, I mean, the Celtics, I know that we've kind of been talking, they're having, some issues here as well, but still, score the league leading 119 per game. Mavericks 113 themselves. Celtics, they do still outshoot this Magic's team, all over the court as well. Celtics 12-5 against the spread, the last 17 in Dallas. I think they're going to be able to cover this low spread here today. I'm going to take the Celtics -3.
I'm going to agree with you. We got one here already. I do think the Celtics here can get this one. Yeah, they've given a little bit back lately against the spread, but we know they get off to those great starts. And maybe Dallas has been, picking on bad teams as far as some of their victories are concerned. So Celtics are still a, positive team against the spread, despite having a little bit of a slump here, getting the money of late. Dallas is still one of the worst teams in the league against the spread, 14-23-1 to the number, including 8-11-1 at home. So now Dallas 4-3 against the spread as an underdog, but I agree with you, Mindy. Reasonable price here, and the Celtics coming off the big loss, right? So I think that might be the thing to look at with Boston here. I don't know if it's something necessarily proved, but Robert Williams expected to be in this game, certainly. So I like that as far as that's concerned. I also think that they're a different team with him in the lineup. Yeah, he's been in there, and they did stumble a little bit as well, maybe getting him in the lineup or whatnot. But I agree with you here. Let's go ahead and take Boston -3.
All right.
Sounds like a lock at this point. That's a hard game to handicap, though. Go ahead. We want to hear from you guys. I know we got already over 3 dozen in here, and we want your picks and comments. So if you're just listening, that's okay. We're not pressuring you or anything, but if you have an opinion at all or something to share, we want to get your comments on the screen, get you on record. We're not going to I don't want to make anybody mad by saying we went 3-1 against the chat yesterday, but
Ramon is the best.
Oh,
it's official.
At what?
In general, just the best.
Okay, let's go ahead here with our next game, and this one's going to be the Jazz and the Rockets. The Jazz here up to 6.5. The total's dropped here to 230.5.
Well, goodness, the Jazz just haven't really been playing well defensively here as of late. Giving up 123 a game here. Rockets 6-2-1 against the spread the last 9 here versus a team, with a losing record. Jazz sit at 19-21 right now. I think I'm going to go ahead and take this home team. I'm going to take the Rockets today. Getting the plus points, taking that dog plus 6.5 today.
All right, Mindy wants those points with the Rockets here. Jazz showing some vulnerability of late. Rockets aren't necessarily getting numbers as well. Walk this way. Good to see you.
Yeah, I
Here.
can go ahead and recap at the end. I haven't been,
We-
doing very well at that, but I will today for you. So if you want to come back later, take a look. It'll be there for you.
Oh, good point. Yeah, we kind of sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't. I think we just forget or
I
something.
mostly forget, yes.
Yeah. But good to see you again. Walk this way. We know you've been around before with us. So, yeah, Scott says great get right spot here for the Jazz. He's going to fade you a little bit here, Mindy, and I might be fading you a little bit on this one too. But for me on the show here, I'm going to go on the under in this one, mostly based on Houston. They've been the team that's kind of trended under, and the fact that it's on the road for Utah, the total is dropping. So that's the way I'm looking at it as well, that the market is taking this one lower. I already did like the under, and I'm missing a little bit of value here. So Arnez coming in and says, Steve from Charlotte watched the Memphis game in Charlotte. Memphis put Charlotte to, okay, yeah, we've covered that one already. Sorry about that. And good comments there. Thank you for listening to us while working. Mindy, anyways, I'm going to end up going under in this game. Last 2 games in this series, the 2 previous games this year have gone under the total, and that's the way I'm going to go. Mindy's on Houston here, plus the 6.5, and I'm on under 230.5. And the last game in the NBA tonight, the Clippers and the Nuggets. The Nuggets are favored here by 5. The total is up to 227.5. That to me would seem to indicate maybe that Kawhi wouldn't play, but I think the injury report actually lists him now as probable. So, Mindy, if I can just mention one thing here, I'm seeing right now, just moments ago, before we get into this one, Boston and Dallas, the total is steaming over right now. If you look at your odds screen, everybody, Mindy, I know you might have yours up as well. I'm showing now some 231.5s, even some 232s starting to pop up. We're definitely seeing a move there on the total in Boston and Dallas. So anyway, back to this one, Mindy. Kawhi Leonard is listed as probable. He's coming off an illness, so I would think that when you see the probable tab on him, that's usually good to go. But Paul George is questionable, so that does affect the offense certainly for the Clippers. So what do you think on this?
Well, I was thinking that I was going to take a look at the Clippers here today in, this one. They are, pretty consistently scoring up in the, higher 120s. So I kind of see the reason for some of that steam move there. 9-4 in their last 13 here against the spread. I think I'm going to go ahead and try the Clippers today. I'll take them at +5.
Okay, Mindy will take the Clippers here, plus the 5 points against the Nuggets. Yeah, I mean, I certainly would like both of them in. I don't think Paul George is going to be in this game right now at all. So here's Mad Bull coming in with a comment. Butterscotch says Kawhi might not play a lot, like his minutes might be limited here. So that is interesting to me because usually with him in the lineup, I'm always going to go, trend to the under in the game. And that's kind of the way I want to go. Even though the market looks to be going higher, Denver at home is a pretty, they're a decent under, 6-10-1 to the under. Clippers are 13-7 to the over on the road. But those are a lot of games that Kawhi actually takes off. So Mad Bull says he would lean Clippers here, but he's not too sure on it. Looks like we're not exactly sure with us either here, Mindy, because we're just going to have one play on the cards
That's
with
all
that
right.
Boston game. I'm on the under here with the Clippers and the Nuggets. You got no Paul George. I expect Kawhi to play. I respect what Butterscotch is saying about his limitations, but I also think that, a lot of Kawhi's rest is there. I don't want to say excuses. He needs rest a lot of times, and I know this one's listed as an illness, but um, a lot of times it is just different reasons why he's out and taking his rest. If he's not feeling quite well, maybe it's an illness, maybe it's his knee one day, whatever. But anybody who watches him play sees him laboring all the time. It doesn't mean he doesn't play absolutely spectacular. I know I talk about him every show because he's like one of my favorite players in the league for sure. So I'm going to be on the under, though. Kawhi in, Paul George out, Denver trends under at home. The total's going up, giving me value. I'm on the under.
Right.
Okay, great.
All right.
Okay. We don't have to recap that one, Mindy.
One play, the end.
Yep, Boston Celtics. There's no locks, but we were 9-1 yesterday. If you're just joining us, right here with our premium consensus on the show. Okay, NBA done. Let's get over to college. We're taking a look. Big card, but what are we going to do? Just slap around a bunch of mid-major games that the teams are okay and whatnot. We picked some good games out of our 4-pack of games here. Let's start in Mindy's favorite league here. Well, I don't know about this, but the Big Ten with Purdue and Ohio State. Let me call it up, see if there's been any change on this one. This one's going to be a good game, but Purdue actually a dog here. They've kind of come back down to earth a little bit. I would think maybe they're vulnerable. I don't know who's number one in the country right now. I mean, I know who is, but I mean, I don't know if you have an opinion or if your numbers say who you think is number one currently, Mindy. But right now, Ohio State 1.5, 141.5.
Well, it's one of those, like, I'm not sure who's going to be number one in the nation, but I definitely don't think it's going to be Purdue, especially here after this game. I think Ohio State's going to win, this one here outright. I have it like modeled 70, 66, that sort of thing. I got them winning by 4 here. Ohio State, they outshoot them 49%, from 2, 21st in the nation, 38 from 3, 46th in the nation. Purdue here, though, they struggle on the road, no matter how you take a look at it. 0-2 on the road, and then, geez, against the spread, it's not any better for them. 2-7-1 the last 10. Man, that's pretty yucky for having a big guy like Ed there in the middle. Ohio State, they're 4-3 at home, 6-4 in their last 10. I'll take their big guy with Sensabaugh. I'll take him for the win today. So I'll take Ohio State -1.5.
Well, that's something I could get behind. Let's get it. Let's get it with Ohio State. I happen to like the Bucks here today as well. I want to back the Bucks. That's what I meant to say. I almost said something else. Scott says he'll be with us here in this one. Yeah, I mean, maybe Purdue, they can still be included in that group of number one teams. I think Houston might get the most attention, but you look at the popular ratings.
SMU today, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about the Bruins with their game as well here. But U of A, Kansas, Tennessee, UConn, forget them. I mean, they're up there in the KP rankings, but I think they've been kind of fluky, and they might be heading down a little bit. So I think out of that group, tell you one team that I want to get on, Mindy, to get a hedge later on in the season. I know they were playing North Carolina A&T yesterday, but that Charleston team is really fun to watch, man. And I like teams that have international players.
That's what you had said, like St. Mary's, stuff like that. Or...
Yeah. Charleston, they won yesterday, their 14th straight win. I
Yeah, we're still
understand we're
ranked like
coming
what, 24th, something like that. So
from a weak conference, and they're like
Mhm.
85th or something in the KP rankings. But all you need to do is get them to the Sweet 16. If you put a futures bet on them, and they can they can win a couple of games in the NCAA tournament, you can start hedging right there for some nice money if were able to. Because right now, a lot of books that don't list the entire field don't even have Charleston listed. You almost have to request it. So you probably could get at least, I would think, 200 to 1 or better on a Charleston team right now that kind of, I don't want to, you go back. Remember, in basketball, remember teams like, right, Butler. Remember how these teams do it? Charleston looks like one of those teams. They have all the different pieces, and I love teams that have that international influence. Those guys, they have transfers, they have homegrown. They are doing a great job at Charleston. Just want to mention that because they look so good. I know they were playing A&T yesterday. A&T has been, coming into a bigger conference for them. So they were overmatched big time. They actually ended up almost getting the money at the end. Charleston did cover the double digits, but just want to mention that game. Anyways, I'm on Ohio State here, Mindy. They certainly are in a pretty good position. Purdue is pretty bad at covering the spread, considering
yeah.
how good they are. Now, I know this is a toss-up game, so you're looking at teams that are, outstanding, but Ohio State hasn't lost at home yet. I'm on them with you. We're only laying 1.5. Take Ohio State. Yep. But Scotch, would this be this? I mean, Ohio State's favored, no doubt about it. So I know what you're saying because Purdue is perceived to be maybe the
Ohio
better
State just
team.
they just always cover against this team. They just do. I mean, I can remember watching them the last couple of years, and you want to be on Purdue because they're bigger and stronger, and they just don't cover. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well, in the KP rankings right now, Purdue 7, Ohio State 11, but
Yeah.
Purdue, they're going to have to do a little more. I think they've capitalized on the non-conference schedule a little bit, got that attention that they deserve. They're a pretty good team, and they'll be around. But yeah, it does seem like Purdue, when they've had good teams also in the past, they always have,
Flake out.
I don't want to say, I'm old enough to go back to Coach Katie, but he often had trouble in the big games too. Okay, this was a nice one we picked out here with North Texas and Western Kentucky in this one, and I think North Texas a favorite on the road here. Let me see what I have: 805 and 806. Currently, North Texas is up to 4, and the total is 122.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think this one is a pretty, intriguing matchup. You will be able to find it on your television set today here. But I kind of have North Texas here winning this one by about 8 is my modeling. North Texas, they're 5-5 against the spread. Western Kentucky 3-6-1. The road team here, they are 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 here. Hilltoppers 0-5 against the spread, 2-5 at home. But this Hilltoppers team, they're just really a whole lot better, statistically, if you take a look at them. But this North Texas team, they are 26th in defensive efficiency, so should be able to hold this Western Kentucky down. That has a little bit better, shooting percentage than the North Texas team. Should be a good one. I'll take North Texas here -4.
Yeah, North Texas has been, definitely a pretty pleasant surprise with their 11-3 straight up record. You mentioned the television; it's on pretty big. It's on CBS Sports Network, so it's a pretty nice game. And Western Kentucky, I've been a big fan of them for the last several years, but this can be a tough game going up against a North Texas team here. Western Kentucky usually a little bit overvalued, and I think the odds speak a lot here, Mindy. That the fact that they look, it's up to 4 now. It was 3.5. I mean, that's the side I want to be on. We're going to be in agreement here. North Texas has won the last 3 meetings here, covering the last 2. At last year, they won and covered both meetings, including the last 2. Well, last year they met one time. I'm sorry, but it was here at Western Kentucky. But still, they've won the last 3 over the last 3 years, covering the last 2. Last year's game was 65-60. boy, this one kind of seems like it's going to be in the same jurisdiction, if you will. I'm going to go ahead and lay 4 points here. I don't mean a 5-point win jurisdiction. I'm talking about the game. It's all as the total's only 122.5.
Yeah, I got it like 67, 59-ish. That's where I'm falling in. So I see where you're coming from there.
Yeah, well, I was leaning over as well, but no, if you're on North Texas, I'm on North Texas as well here. So, just pointing out there, lost to South Carolina, 65-58. Another game right there in the 120s. So, I like North Texas with you, Mindy. We're 2 for 2 in the colleges, and we had a pretty strong day yesterday in college ball. So let's keep it going. All right. Some steam just came in within the last few minutes on UCLA here. I think we're actually going to be seeing a bigger number than this. Let's see. I'm still showing mostly 11.5. But that little noise, you guys were teasing me a little bit because I forgot to shut it off. The screen went off there. I've shut it down now. But right now, there are some 12s out there, but mostly 11.5s. But it was some steam on UCLA here, Mindy. Great game, though. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think UCLA is going to win this one, but against the spread, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a different story here. Perhaps. I think it's a little bit tough one. If I take a look at UCLA covering, double-digit spreads, they're 1-1. But if they go 15 plus, they're money. So you could kind of take a look at that. But of course, that's going to be a lesser team, right? I only kind of have UCLA winning this one by about, 6. The underdog is 5-2 in the last 7. USC, they can really put up some points here. Each team beat, Washington by double digits. So UCLA won 74-58. USC won 80-67. So UCLA beat Washington by 15, USC by 13. Man, I think I got to go ahead and take USC plus the points, even though I love this UCLA team. I think they're great. I really enjoy watching them, but I just think it's going to be tough to do double digits versus USC. They do usually put up about 3 big guys under the basket there.
I almost want to say right now, look, maybe UCLA is Final Four capable. I feel like they are a little bit overrated at this point. I like you. I'm a USC fan. I'm a Boogie Ellis fan. I'm a Peterson fan.
Oh, gotcha.
I like SC. We're going to be on it. We're going to be 3 for 3 here, Mindy, on these. This has to be too many points. USC is good enough to, in a rivalry game like this, to stay within the number, I would think. I have no problem. You look at USC's losses. They're all, look, I don't have a problem with the Washington game. They lost to Wisconsin. They lost to Tennessee. Those are, maybe whiskey's not whiskey, but they're still, a team that you could have trouble with. Remember, those were neutral tournament games. So, this is going to be a good game tonight. No reason why it shouldn't be a single digit finish, I would think, in this one. I want SC. We're going to be on it with SC. Like I said, I like Ellis. I mean, he's been around for years now. He's, to me, continues to play well every game. So, just walk this way. Do you mean UCLA wins
the whole thing? But he's not exactly totally sure.
You know who won the national championship in 1975? The UCLA Bruins. Oh. And they won it They won it in my hometown in San Diego.
Nice.
All right, and let's take a look now. And we got one more here on the card. So we're 3 for 3. We did well yesterday in college. I really feel great about what we've done here, agreeing on these games. So let's see what you have in this one with Gonzaga and San Francisco. We've seen vulnerability in Gonzaga. I think they are starting to work things out a little bit, but this line has moved pretty heavy, Mindy. It's moved in the favor of San Francisco. Gonzaga is now a 9-point favorite, total 56.5.
Put it back to 11, Ramon.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
was
I
going to
mean,
tease you on the first one. I'll interrupt. I was going to interrupt you. I'll do it now because just before you get rolling. Yeah, Mindy, the other option is you could get up 2 hours earlier. We could do the show earlier.
right. Yeah, that would be amazing, Ramon.
I'll take that as a great big no.
It's I think it's been one of these, like, the life of the handicapper has always been late nights, right? I mean, we tend to kind of sleep in the morning. Now I feel like I have to adjust my schedule, so it's kind
Yeah,
of still a
but
little bit hard for me to get used to. But
I
I
don't
think I
know.
got a pretty good schedule down.
I think the reason why you're doing so much damage though is because of getting on the games early. I mean, a lot of times when you're just
That's right.
betting, I mean, I know you've been capping, public capping and private capping for years, and you want to get the best numbers, but there's no doubt getting up and with everyone here as well. I mean, getting the best numbers. It does help your winning percentage. So
I think it's
even though I'm
showing, right?
teasing you, of course, this is still early enough. And again, we see these moves. I mean, look at this game, for example. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, Gonzaga, it's one of those, like, do we think they're back on track? I mean, suddenly they're starting, to score in triple digits, right? I mean, putting up 100 spots. I mean, even though it's against lesser team, we still know Gonzaga is ranked, first in field goal percentage here. But I don't know. I kind of only have Gonzaga winning this again by, like, 6 or 8. Because Gonzaga also gives up a lot of points. So it's one of those, like, they have to do the let's outscore our opponent fashion. I mean, I don't ever, mind that, but that's what a lot of teams do, right? They're like, well, we don't have to play, but we're going to outscore you. But San Francisco, they're, 15th in points scored, this season. They also put up some points themselves. Gonzaga 0-1 against the spread on the road, 2-6 in the last, 10. San Francisco's really inconsistent, so that's one thing that kind of worries me here. Because last time out, Gonzaga, they played really well against a Pepperdine team, and that Pepperdine team, they're only like 178th in defense. Where this team here, I think they're sitting at about 74th adjusted defense. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a little bit different game. I think San Francisco can stick with it. I'm going to try San Francisco here today. I feel like it was long to try to get that out. But, like I say, the Dons being inconsistent worries me some, but I'm going to try them today.
Yeah, but they're 5-3 as an underdog and against the spread, and Gonzaga's 4-8 against the number as a favorite. So I think you can respect the move here. This is one I don't think I can get on with you now, especially not getting the double digits here necessarily. Look, it was 11 2 hours ago. It was 10 shortly thereafter, and then it was 9. I don't think it's going to move any lower than this, but because, if anything, I think Gonzaga is still going to be kind of a public team here. They're the team that goes over, but San Francisco at home, definitely more of an under team. Now, when you're playing Gonzaga, that's totally, totally different, right? I would think. And, this series kind of has been when they play, in Washington, it goes under. And when they play in San Francisco, it goes over. I mean, it's almost been like clockwork for the last several meetings that has been the case. But I think here, you mentioned Gonzaga putting up bigger numbers, but if San Francisco, I don't think they want to get into a wild they might be forced to. It's still a pretty big number. I'm going to go under in this game. San Francisco's 5-11 to the under this season. Gonzaga is almost completely the opposite here. But for me, I'm going to end up going on the under in this one with Gonzaga and San Francisco.
Sounds good. It's a toughie, Ramon.
No, we got 3 college plays. I mean, we're on USC plus the points. We're on North Texas -4, and we are on Ohio State -1.5. So, all right, that's college games. Maybe the dogs will be barking.
These dogs are crazy. They have not stopped for 49 minutes now.
Let's get into the hockey card. It's a big one. Where's Latifa? Okay. And thanks to everyone in the chat. We're approaching. I've been trying to keep an eye. I don't think it got to 60, but hopefully we got, on the lookout. We can notify us or something if you get to 60. But I see it hanging around 55. Better start talking about the games before everybody leaves.
Right.
Okay, great hockey card. I hope you got some here. Started off Seattle on the road here against Toronto in this one, and I'm showing that Toronto, of course, is going to be a pretty big favorite, but Seattle's decent on the road right now. Toronto, they're up to they're minus 210, 6.5 under 15.
Well, goodness, what's going to go on with this one here, Ramon? I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the Kraken here on the puck line today. They are 12-4 on the road, while the Maple Leafs are 6-13. Kraken now on a big hot streak, winning 2 in a row here. Scored 4+ goals in those last couple games. Kraken here, like I said, 12-4 on that road puck line. That's why I like them here today.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for me not to want to agree with you in this one. I mean, the market wants to say Toronto, but can they win this one against a Kraken team that often can get that money as a puck line dog? You mentioned their outstanding record on the puck line, and Toronto, they're garbage on the puck line, 10-22 as a puck line favorite, and you want them to, they're only plus $1.17 here at minus 1.5. Let's do it, Mindy. We've got to get on this one with the Kraken. Maybe those were just some fluke when the Kraken looked so poor in those games, because they've rebounded nicely and getting right back to where they were, I would think, necessarily here. So Mad Bull says Kraken are sneaky. And Orlando does like the under here. Yeah, Orlando. Hey, hello, Orlando, by the way. We saw you sneak in. So, but Scotch says he likes the over here. I'm leaning under here. Mad Bull says looks like we got a split. He's not sure as well. And Dave, yep, we're on the Kraken.
What in the world?
We're on the Kraken for our first play here today. So, 2 good offenses, but I don't know. I think this one might end up being a close game, because the Kraken just seems to be, playing well on the road. Says the goal. Orlando says, look out for the goalies tonight. And I'm more positive, I think, on Murray in goal here than I am on Grubauer. I think there is a chance that Jones ends up in the goal. It looks like I got 2 sites showing Grubauer, but my more reliable site is saying Jones. So I was really, torn on this one. I don't know if anybody else uses any other, determining factors, in trying to determine who you think is going to be in goal. I use 3 different sites. So the odds service I call is more reliable than the 2 websites that are hockey oriented. So not sure, but I think Murray is pretty solid in goal here. For Kraken, I'd almost say it might be 50-50 with Grubauer and Jones. I put Grubauer because maybe he's 51-49. What do you guys think? All right. So we got a play there. Let's take a look at this one here between the Coyotes and the Flyers, and I'm showing the Flyers here $1.40. Total's pretty much 6 flat. A couple books are leaning to the over.
Yeah. So this is going to be a fun one. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the Flyers. They have won 3 in a row now, putting up 4 goals per game, only giving up 3. So they're kind of maybe back on the right side of things here. Coyotes lost 2 out of 3. Did not get that last puck line that I was on with them. Darn it. Flyers here also 4-0 in their last 4, playing on a couple days rest. I'm going to take the Flyers today.
Yeah, I'm shifting my mood on the Flyers a little bit. I don't know if that's going to surprise anybody. Or
kind of me a little bit. It surprises me a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's going to give us another play is what it's going to do. I was willing to almost and look, Mindy, there's no doubt we've been, we've kind of done well with Arizona puck line this year, but I was almost willing to go the Flyers puck line is such a nice price. I mean, the Flyers are really never a puck line favorite. I think 4 times this year they've been a puck line favorite, and they've gone 2-2 in those roles. But plus $1.70 kind of does look attractive to me. Here's Butterscotch. He likes Philly and the over. I'm right in line with Butterscotch in this one for sure. But since Mindy's on the Flyers at the price, and it's a nice price, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. Mad Bull, same thing every time coming in. He likes that Flyers coaching. That's what he said last time. And let's do it, Mindy. We got 2 for 2 in hockey.
All right.
With the Flyers here. I'm going to be on the Flyers. What can I say? I'm turning the tide a little bit. They've won 6 of their last 10. So, Arizona, they treat us well a little bit, but they're still just 6-15 straight up on the road. So taking $1.40 with a team playing pretty decent, I think is a pretty good play. Predators and Hurricanes here. Hurricanes, of course, pretty big favorite. 220, 6 under 15.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and go with these Predators today on the puck line. They've put up 5.33 goals per game in the last 3. Hurricanes have scored only 4 over their last 3. Hurricanes also allow quite a bit here as of late. 4.5 goals over their last 2. Predators here 8-10 on that road puck line. Hurricanes 6-10 on the home puck line. I'm going to go ahead and take the Predators plus 1.5 goals here today.
Yeah, and they're 12-8 as a puck line dog, and they're just minus $1.35. Meanwhile, terrible Carolina as a puck line favorite, 11-20 as a puck line favorite, and they're getting $1.15, laying that 1.5. It does seem like pretty good value on this Nashville puck line. Here's Orlando on the Predators puck line and team total. I'm sure that, of course, that means over. So, and look, Mad Bull likes it too. Do we dare go 3 for 3? Because I like Nashville, possibly to cover this puck line. I really do. Carolina's taking the steam. There's no doubt about it. They, took a little bit of steam earlier at, about this price. So it really hasn't gone too high. 3 for 3, Mindy.
All right.
I'm on it. Maybe I'm just getting greedy after our big day yesterday, which didn't include hockey, mind you. Really, we won't want to know, obviously, but
yeah, just a small card there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to press our luck, if you will. I don't want to say luck. It was all skill.
But we did get in hockey the last time out. So
yeah, no, I get it. I mean, that's So all right, Nashville on the puck line. I'm worried about that steam, but I think this one could easily be 3-2 is very reasonable. I would think in this game. So. Yeah, but with a comment there about that Rangers Hurricanes game, and are the Hurricanes going to come back to the pack a little bit? No indication that they are, but don't sleep on Nashville. They're above 500 this year, so
yeah, they have about the same record, right? 16-20 to 16-22. I mean, pretty close.
Okay, let's go next and move on here. I lost my place. Okay, the Blues and the Devils here. The Devils, they're down to $1.80, and the total is 6.5 over 15.
So this one's a little bit, tough for me. I like the Devils on the money line, and I like the Blues on the puck line, but they're basically very, very, similar in price. They rank about the same, for me, but I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the Devils at the minus 180 here. They do rank 10th in goals, second in goals against at 97. Blues, I know, are playing better, but they're 25th in goals against. So they're giving up by, I'm going to say that they kind of tipped to more than not. Devils 15-3 last 18 versus a team with a losing record. I'm going to go with the Devils. Everyone's going against me.
Yeah, everybody wants the St. Louis team because they're just playing a little bit better, and we know New Jersey had that slump. New Jersey obviously was able to come back and win 2 out of their last 3 now, so maybe they've shaken that slump a little bit. And even though St. Louis, we talk about their hot streak here, they are down to 6-2-2 in their last 10, and have lost 3 of their last 5. So. But yeah, Blues just beat Toronto. That was a nice 6-5 win. That's one thing too, though, Mindy. The Blues are just a massive under team right now. Curtis says go ahead and take the puck line here, though, also as an option at +1.5, -160. So chat's all over the Blues here in this one. Obviously thinking the Devils, probably overpriced a little bit. They're still, 22-16. The Blues are just a 500 team, which actually isn't bad considering they were shaky in the beginning here. But for me, I just think, look, the Devils are a total under team. The Blues are a total over team. What is going to happen when you get the two clashes, the clashes here? But to me, I think the total kind of says it all, that it's, you'd think that if you have 1 over and 1 under, that maybe 6 was a more likely total. But the fact that 6.5, I think, is an indicator here that the Blues may have a little bit of trouble. Maybe that's what'll get you home, will be that extra goal. Talked about that game with St. Louis beating Toronto 6-5, and before that they gave up 5 goals. But look at what the Devils are up to. They won that game last night, 5-1. What did we have? That was an interesting result, right? Mindy, you had I had.
It would have been a push, right? Because wasn't it 6? I thought.
Well, you had the Devils, though. That's what I was right. Or no, right. I had the Devils. I had the Devils on the show, and you had them on a. Did you have it on a premium?
No, I wanted to, but again, it stayed up there at minus like 165, so I never got on that. Again, I don't usually like to play too much over 150, so I usually just stay away if not. So I did just go ahead and stay away. So I believe I gave out the total, and it was a push on the show.
Walk This Way says maybe the Devils are back a little bit. Tony does point out the back-to-back. It's what it was. I had Devils and I had premium as an under, so one of my premium winners anyway. So I had that game zeroed in. So I feel pretty good about what I'm doing right now with these two teams, certainly.
So that wasn't a 6?
Yesterday?
Yeah.
I think 6.
Devils was a 6.5. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't mean to point it out that you did.
No, that's okay. I was thinking it was a push, and but yes, it was.
It was 5-0, and Detroit got their last goal right at the very end of the game. It was within the last 2 minutes or something left in the game, under 2 minutes anyway. I'd long turned it off by then, but I noticed that last goal came in, and but I wasn't, that's why I won. Yeah, because I won the premium. That's what it was. Okay, so I'm going to go over in this game. Mindy's going to be on the Devils. We can stop talking about nothing that even matters in that. Okay. The Rangers here, big favorite on the road against the Canadiens. The Rangers are 215, total 6 over 15.
Yeah, I mean, this Canadiens team has been pretty bad defensively lately, allowed 7 goals over the last 3. Rangers 5 over their last 2, over 5-2-1 the last 8 in Montreal. I'm taking the over 6 today in this one.
All right. Yeah, I mean, right. Probably Rangers over. They'll probably crush the Canadiens here. I'm thinking maybe it'll be all Rangers in this one. So I don't know if I can get. I'm afraid the Canadiens might not score tonight, Randy. Otherwise, so otherwise I might be on with you. So I don't know if that's what. If Walk This Way is talking about this game now, or was talking about the last game, maybe
he's talking about now.
Mad Bull says Rangers should slap my Canadiens, and I think so too. I'm going to take the Rangers on the puck line here. I think they're probably in a position to roll here against the Canadiens, and I'm getting plus money in this one, Mindy, with the Rangers on the puck line. Look, I mean, Canadiens have won just 1 of their last 10 games. The Rangers 7-2-1. Orlando says lay 2.5
Oh,
goals. Walk
geez.
the play. He's with you on this one. Maybe it'll be 7-0. That's all I can say because I'm just not sure about the Canadians in this one. I have my worries. I follow the Canadians closely, and this does not feel like a great situation for the Habs at all. The Habs did win the last game and last year, but other than that, Rangers. I like the Rangers on the puck line here, especially at the plus money. Mad Bull's with me. I don't know what he's worried about. Probably because he might be talking about the market itself, that maybe the Rangers should be a worse price. Maybe is what he's referring to. So I'll be on the Rangers here, -1.5. Mindy's on the over. Walks this way. Talked about the Ducks winning that game last night. Yeah, could happen. And that's what we try to do. That's why we're on some ugly plays sometimes too. Just trying to play that human algorithm, as I like to say. Capitals here, big favorite at the Blue Jackets, 195 on the screen. I'm showing it maybe going up to 200, 6.5 under 20.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the under today. Capitals have scored, not too many here over their last couple of games here. Blue Jackets ranked 28th in goals against. Under is 7-3 in Capitals' last 10 road games. Under 8-0 in the Blue Jackets' last 8 also. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the under, Ramon.
I got to be with you on this one in the under. I think the Caps really can handle the business here against Columbus. I mean, obviously Caps are playing hot right now, and Columbus is playing really bad. So I think the Capitals end up just dominating this game. Hope it doesn't come down to some, but 3-0, 4-0, 4-1, just controlling the game throughout. I think the Capitals are playing well right now. Mad Bull, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I mean, I might be looking to get that with you, but I think the fact that Mindy likes the under and we're hot, I'm just going to play it with her right now and agree with her in this one and take that under in this game. Capitals 17-22 to the under, 8-12 to the under on the road. Columbus, we know they do go over at home quite a bit, but Capitals should dominate this game. Orlando is with us here as well. So we're on another one, Mindy, in this one.
All right, let's do it.
Curtis says he wants Washington on that puck line as well. I think it's a good play. Orlando says he wants the prop here with Kemper on his save. So, all right, Mindy, we got another one here on the under in Washington and the Blue Jackets.
Sounds good to me.
All my premiums will be with Team Steam, which is all right now.
It happens.
Islanders and Oilers. The Oilers $1.55, pretty nice game here. Total, though, this total's down to 6 over 15. Let me make sure because it looks like I put in a funky number. I mean, sometimes I always round up to the nickels. I mean, I know you can go to the books and and maybe it was 6.5 under 13, and I just didn't stick with my usual format. I usually round it up to the nickels because just for the show purposes, and they're always going to be varying totals. 5 cents here, even 2 or 3 cents at some of the books that do kind of list it that way. Let me just look and see what we're dealing with here in this one, because mostly 6.5 still out there, but I am showing one major online book at 6 over 15. So and even the consensus line now is moved to a 6. They're all going to 6. So what do you think here, Minnie? This is going to be I'm going to list it at 6 over 15.
Well, I mean, I did like the the under in that as well, but I'm going to go with the Oilers today. They are 4-1 versus the Islanders here at home. Oilers ranked 3rd in scoring. Islanders 12th right now. Home team 21-5 in the last 26 between these two here as well. Give me the Oilers.
Okay, well, let's do that then. I'm liking this price dip on the total, but I like the Oilers here in this one. Look, Islanders have been playing well, but I think here's Scott saying he likes that move on the under. Curtis says Edmonton and under, but here comes walk this
Yep.
way, Caps, Caps, Caps. And yeah, I mean, I get it. The Caps have definitely been, playing pretty well. And
But that was last game, Ramon.
duh. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right. You're like, yeah, the Capitals are okay.
They have been playing well, that's for sure. Okay, let me catch up here. I'm producing the show. Everybody knows that. I'm kind of, not as crazy as I look. Islanders obviously doing well, but Edmonton not too bad either. But for me, I'm going to agree with you, Mindy. Edmonton right now, this not a lot trend-wise to talk about, I think, necessarily, but the fact the Islanders on the road, I'm going to take Edmonton with you here. Both teams have similar records, and Islanders have been playing well. But I'm going to take Edmonton with you in this one.
Sounds good.
$1.55. Okay. Yeah, you touched on it. I think as far as the handicap is concerned, as far as what I was looking at, but I will touch a little bit on that total. I mean, these two teams are pretty solid over teams, and the fact that it's dipped. Look, I get it, especially Sorokin has played well, and Skinner has been the better of the two goalies. So I don't know though. Now it's down to 6. I think over looks pretty interesting. You might see me with a play. At least I think I might have found me a premium there.
All right.
Nobody has to buy it. Okay. Let's go with the Penguins and the Knights here. The Penguins an underdog here to the Knights. I'm showing the Knights $1.20 or so, and the total about 6. A few books are juiced it just slightly to the over, but mostly 6 flat.
Well, I'm going to take the Knights here at home, -120. They're 9-1 their last 10 here, 9-3 in the last 12. When an opponent, allows like 2 goals or less in that previous game. Penguins, they're just kind of a little hot and cold for me as well. Golden Knights have been a little bit more consistent, I think. I'm going to go with them.
All right, Mindy's going to be on the Knights, and guess what? I'm going to be on the Penguins. We're going to have our first. I don't think we've disagreed in days, which is a good.
It's been a while. There was that one day that I couldn't come up with anything.
Well, you know what that means. I've already committed myself to the total, and I'm not sure that I can go with the Knights necessarily in this. Look, two good teams, similar records right now. Penguins are a terrible underdog. There's no doubt about that. They're 1-4 as an underdog, but the market kind of looking like maybe watch out. I mean, right now, $1.20. This one could move towards the Penguins, or it'll stay right here. Let's see if anything coming through with our chat. Here comes Scott Pittsburgh as well. So, yeah, kind of challenge. Mindy and I. Penguins, and Mindy is on the Knights here. We have to disagree. It can't be,
all roses and butterflies.
Here comes Curtis. I think there are chats with me in this one. But Curtis does say puck line, so laying 240 on that puck line. Mad Bull out there, market mover.
That's right. Coming in with the big stash.
Avs and Canucks here. The Avs a pretty big favorite on the road, about $1.55. Total 6.5 under 20.
Well, I'll go with the Avalanche. It's one of those, it's, not necessarily always my fave, but I'll take them today. The Canucks are ranked 30th in goals against, 143 compared to Avalanche, who are ranked 6th at only allowing 102. Avalanche here 14-2 the last 16 games here played on rest. I'll take them today.
They've got to turn this around somewhere, right? I mean, why not make it against the Canucks? Look, the market's indicating maybe that it's the Avalanche, right? I think it opened about $1.45 or so. Right now, it's up to $1.55 at some spots. So, I think this is a spot where maybe they can end that losing streak right now against Vancouver. Vancouver has a 3-game losing streak of their own. We know Colorado hasn't covered a puck line in forever, so I don't think that they'll be able to do so here either. But I think they can get the win. Buck 55. It's not comfortable, but I
Right.
don't. I think they can win this one. Scotch is on them as well. I'll take Colorado in this one against Vancouver. I'd like to see, look, they're still 10-7 on the road this year, and Vancouver 7-10 at home, and Colorado, the better team. We'll take them. It's not a great price, but I'm willing to take Colorado with you.
All right.
We got a big card today here in the NHL as far as our agreements are concerned. Not just a big card, but we'll have a recap, I think, of this one. Okay, here we go with the Bruins.
The last one, Ramon?
Yeah, Bruins and the Kings. Bruins a buck 55, 6 flat, pretty much all over the place.
Well, I'm going to hedge my bet that the Kings can stop some goals today. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm going to take the under. The under's 4-0. Bruins last 4 here. 4-0 to the Bruins last 4 Thursday games. Also under's 5-1 in the Kings last 6 home games. I'm going to try some under here today.
I mean, Boston does go under. Kind of make teasing on, hoping it goes, because it feels like these guys could, end up in a bit of a shootout here. And I don't mean a shootout at the end of the game, but I mean a high score. So I don't know. I wasn't necessarily going to be a premium for me or anything, but in this one, though, I'm going to end up going. I'm going to take the Bruins here on the road, laying a buck 55 or so. Another one where I don't want to be laying a price like this on the road, but for a free play, I will here. I think. Look, Kings have been pretty solid, obviously of late, and they're a good team at home. Doesn't matter where Boston is. They've been playing pretty well. Yeah, they've given a little bit back of late with, losing finally a couple of games here to Buffalo and Ottawa, kind of weak spots, certainly. So Scott says just roll again. I don't know, Mad Bull. Come on. You got to show some respect to the Kings. I mean, they have a pretty good record. I mean, 23-13 is one of the better records in the Western Conference, certainly. So Orlando here, though, on Boston as well. I'll be on Boston. Here's Curtis. He wants Boston and the over as well. So he's going against Mindy there. But I'm on Boston. Mindy's on the under. Bruins and Kings tonight in the nightcap on the ice. All right, Mindy, and next up we're going to go to the NFL. We've got a couple of games we're going to look at here.
Ramon's team, you know that, right? You said, excuse me for being rude. I was like, the Kings are your team. You had to defend them.
Yeah, no, well, look, I mean, it's funny because I feel like I know the team, like when I'm on I'm not saying you win every one or whatever, but I mean, I feel like with your team, right? Anybody, yeah, there are people out there that are always going to be positive on their team, right? We see some of the other analysts, they're never going to back down. They're going to take their team. I feel like when I'm looking at, especially the Kings, definitely one of my teams. And look, I like a lot of teams because I'm a gambler, but I mean, it's kind of like some of the teams I like from my youth because we were, fans, but as you become a gambler as well, they also are, but you follow those teams more, and deep down in you're like, this is not the spot. I know in my team, this is not the spot where they're going to get this game. So yeah, I mean, I'd like them to, knock off the Bruins tonight. I don't feel like it's I don't feel like they can tonight. So it's not rude at all, Mad Bull. That's the way it is. But like I said, I'm going against Kings too. If anything, Kings probably will suck tonight. That's what that's what I feel about, like with the Chargers. I always feel like I have them zeroed in with, don't want to take him as a home favorite. I want him as a road dog type of thing. So, all right, let's take a look at the 2 Saturday games.
I get to go, with my team next.
Yep, and let's take a look. Well, here's the deal, Mindy, right now. Clarify, let's update DeMar's status. Yesterday, his uncle address the team, positive news. So Bills went through a walkthrough. That's all they need. If anything, it is going to be a tremendous motivating factor for the Buffalo Bills in their next game. That's just the way human emotion is. There's not going to be any. These guys are football players. It's not like they're going to be scared they're going to get injured or anything. They're going to be more motivated than they have all season. Doesn't mean I'm going to be on the Bills or anything. I'm just saying they will be, I believe, completely focused for their game against the Patriots. Everything's on schedule right now to play the Week 18. It's looking more and more, especially if the Chiefs win this game. And that's why it's interesting now that it's the first game off the look, doesn't mean, because remember the tiebreaker, but if they just wave that of the game, the Chiefs will get the home field advantage, and that'll be it. There is one contingency that is getting a lot of traction right now, that the NFL could move one of the playoff weeks in the AFC, give the AFC teams a bye, play the Bills game in the first week of the NFC first round, and then give the NFC a week off, and then erase the week before the Super Bowl, which would be fine with almost all the fans, right? Because we hate that week as fans. We hate the bye week in between. That really doesn't seem feasible or fathomable going forward. But that's something that's been talked about a little bit. But right now, the situation with Damar is good. As far as improving, he's still asleep. They moved him to his stomach. We know from COVID that's how you protect the lungs. It looks like hopefully it's. I don't mean it. Hopefully the lungs are really the only thing that's suffered any damage in this whole situation. You can have a good quality of life with some lung issue. You can recover like COVID, right? People had the problems, and a lot of people. Most people survived COVID that went to the hospital. Yes, it was a terrible thing. We lost, millions of people in the pandemic. But as we figured it out and things like that, they turn them over their stomach. That helps your lungs and everything. So, anyways, so those are the things that are going on. We're on track for Week 18, and this game, Mindy, your Chiefs. I don't know how they're 9.5-point favorites against these. Knowing what we've seen, can you take them this week?
Yeah, Scotch. I thought if they were going to crush anyone, it would have been that Broncos team. The Chiefs. What are you going to say? They're a good team, but they don't cover the spread. They're 3-5 against the spread on the road. 2-7-1 in the last 10. What the heck, but then if you take a look at them on the road, they're 6-2, right? So they're not a bad road team. Las Vegas 4-3 at home, 5-2 against the spread at home, 5-5 in their last 10 against the spread. Chiefs are 0-4 the last 4 road games versus the Raiders, 5-1 against the spread in the last 6. How am I going to take the Chiefs at all here with any sort of points? I can't trust the Chiefs to win by double digits here in this one. Taking the Raiders plus 9.5.
The Chiefs, for whatever reason, they, mistake prone a little bit right now. Getting Hardman back, that's nice. It's going to be nice to have him back, playing this week. So I think that was good news. But hey, all I know is
Super Bowl. Right? It's like the Raiders Super Bowl sometimes, right?
Well, right. They have nothing left. You have Jarrett Stidham, who, hey, look, the Raiders are 1-0 with Jarrett Stidham beating the best defense in the league, right? Last game, end up winning this game, at home. There's no doubt. I'm going to be on the Raiders here. This seems like a no-brainer, actually. It's not only, Mindy, for me, is it going to be. Look, the Chiefs have dominated. That last game was, the first meeting was, if anything, again, that might also, say something about they played that game really tough in Kansas City way back in October too. Remember the 30-29 game. So it's going to be tough enough for the Chiefs to win this game. Now they should win it just off of motivation alone, because the Raiders, even though it is their big game, they still have had a poor season, and now there's more speculation where Carr could end up. How about the Jets? Could he end up with the Jets? Maybe it's a possibility.
Why would the Jets do such a thing? I mean, it's just crazy. Like,
Well,
find a quarterback. You have some decent ones, I think. There, stick with them. Build your team around them. I don't know why they keep doing this quarterback carousel. It drives me crazy.
Well, Salah's doubled down on Wilson as the quarterback of the future there.
I don't mind that.
Interesting. Look, I mean, if you're going to draft him, that you're not going to kick him to the curb at this point. I mean, and again, remember the first we were like, oh, Wilson looks like it'll be good, right? And then again, rookie quarterbacks. It used to be you keep your rookie quarterbacks on the bench for 1 or 2 years. Look at Aaron Rodgers, right?
Right.
I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying in general, they always said, when you draft a quarterback, you keep him on the bench, have him watch things. And it's interesting, right? Because doesn't it seem like even when the bad teams do play the quarterback carousel and you bring the guy, even if he sucks, but you bring him back after sitting for a few games, he has a decent game because you watch the game a little bit, you see things, right? I didn't want to say quarterback carousel because it reminds me of that awful commercial with Fansville taking the soccer goalie as a quarterback. And I tell you what, if Fansville was on my schedule, I would run up the score every chance I'd get on Fansville. Let me tell you, who likes Fansville? Anybody here like Fansville? Does anybody not know what I'm talking about?
You're not going to tell you.
No, you're all Fansville fans, probably. I do like Brian Bosworth as the sheriff, but that's about it. Other than that, I think everyone in Fansville's a loser. All right, Mindy, we're on the Raiders for sure in this one. I think they're live to maybe even upset the Chiefs here right now. In this next game, 9.5 probably indicates the Chiefs will find a way. Patrick will always find a way, but it's going to be tough to win the game, just to win the game outright. I know what, I see Scott saying they will crush, but when have they ever crushed lately? They just continue to. It's almost a scary complacency, Mindy.
Yeah. I mean, shouldn't they have, crushed the Rams a while back too? And, this was before Baker Mayfield, I mean, it's one of those things like you just haven't seen them really do much of anything. I think they might have maybe covered that 14-16 there. I mean, but that was really like about it. I mean, I think they've covered against the Seahawks and, I mean, not much has been going on with the Chiefs.
Well, like I said, Hardman back. I think that's an important piece, but nothing wrong. I mean, but there's nothing necessarily wrong with the offense, right?
Again,
I mean,
they're on like a full-time cruise control. There's no one here that's really threatening them. They're in it. I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, do they care if they get home field? Sure, but does it bother them all that much? Nah, they're going to go through the motions, I think, in this one.
No, Jarek's on fire. He's been so hot. I mean, you can almost forget about Hill not being there because McKinnon's been a great replacement in a way, and man, they may have found a running back, so that nothing wrong with maybe. I'm not saying Patrick's nothing wrong with Patrick because maybe I keep giving him excuses and he still. I don't know. He's not making turnovers like Dak necessarily, but all right, we're on the Raiders. But
all right,
yeah, and that total looks high, boy.
Right.
Okay, one more game here, and it's a big one. This one's for the division title, but it's two teams going in opposite directions, Mindy, no doubt about it. So, can the Titans shore up, get that running game going? Against that solid Jacksonville defensive line. Real underrated, I think, right? Maybe the pass rush is better than the run defense, but the Jaguars have all the momentum in the world, and their fan base really, even through some of those hard times, they never leave. They really never leave this team's side. They love their team, and the Titans are doing nothing right now.
Yeah, I mean, Jacksonville holds that game lead over the Titans after 4 straight wins. We probably, we can mostly say we probably didn't see it coming, or at least I didn't really. But the last time these two, played here in December, the game was 36-22, here for Jacksonville. So they totaled 58 points in the last one. Tennessee has, scored more than 14, like 3 out of their last, 5 times. And I think Dobbs is good enough to score those, 2 touchdowns as well. And now you have Henry back in the mix here. He's rushed for over 100, and his last 3 put up 121 versus this good Jaguars team, last time here as well. And I think it's going to be a little bit different when Dobbs has a little bit of a running game behind him. The Titans had, I don't know. It's just kind of tough, right? I mean, the Titans had won, 9 of 10 in the last one prior to this December, game here as well. So they always usually just find a way to beat them too. So I think it's going to be interesting how it's going to come out on this side. I'm going to go over the total. I'm going to go over that. I'm expecting the Jaguars here to be able to score those 3 touchdowns. I'm thinking that I can get this Titans team to score those 3 touchdowns as well. The Titans, we talked about, they've put up 14. The Jaguars here put up 30 in the past 3 of their last 5 games. I'll take the over.
Well, Henry has to gash if they're going to have any chance. The one thing the Titans can do is, probably force Jacksonville into all passing. I think the Jags will have trouble, running. We saw Etienne finally bust one off. It seems like the first time in his career he's ever had a long, long run.
Right.
Really, but that's going to be key. The Jacksonville will have a tough time, I think, running against Tennessee, despite the Titans' woes and this losing streak that they're on right now. It's got to be Henry's got to have a massive game. I mean, if they're going to have any chance. The motivation's there for Tennessee because they can still, win this game. I mean, they're in the game. So, but I'm going to take Jacksonville to roll. I like what I think that it's just going to be momentum for me. It's a big number, I know. So that's kind of tough. It's only going to be a free pick here on the show. We probably would never make my premium card at a touchdown going trying to beat Henry. If anything, yes. I mean, Dobbs can kind of maybe get away from that pass rush, but he's kind of looked pretty weak for me. I want to give him a chance, but Titans. There's another landing spot maybe for Derek Carr, Mindy.
Yeah,
Tennessee.
Perhaps, right? I don't know if he would ever get the starting job, but I mean, it might be a place for him.
Well, you don't think Tannehill? I mean, I can't.
No, I mean, he wouldn't start over Tannehill. I don't believe.
You don't think so?
I don't.
Okay. I don't know. I just think the frustration is there with Tannehill. I still think Tannehill is near my list of top quarterbacks, but just this season, this was the year that and it did not work out. Now I'm not talking about the injury, but I'm talking about even as the season was going along. And yeah, maybe the Titans' woes have kind of coincided with his injury.
Brown, I think, really hurt that team. He was kind of most of their offense, and when they lost him, they weren't able to replace him. So it's going to be interesting if they can, find some sort of.
Okay. No, I don't. Derek Carr's not going anywhere to be a backup. So then I'll strike that from the record. But I feel like Tennessee might be willing to try to find a way to get out from under Tannehill and move on, because I think that maybe that there was some frustration there. But again, I think it's a case of be careful what you wish for, because we know that Tannehill is kind of one thing he does, maybe he's a top game manager and not an elite quarterback, but even those are tough to find these days in the league, especially when you look at right now all the well, I'm trying to think of a word, but all these quarterbacks are going to be taking the field this week, is in particular, right? Mop up quarterbacks, if you will, this week is what we're looking at in a lot of these spots. So, all right, I'm going to take the Jags. I think lots of momentum, lots of crowd, lots of excitement. They'll get the win and cover. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody, for a great show. Great week as well. Let's hope for another big day like yesterday here on the morning team. Thanks for all your contributions as well. I don't think we made it quite to 60. I kind of lost track there. But don't forget.
Yeah, we were chatting, so I need to do my my Raiders recap. I'm going to do recap right now.
Raiders. Raiders. That was the oh, you're gonna do the hockey too or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're gonna do it in the chat.
Yes, so that way, folks that are
that's right. That's really a great place to do it too, actually. So yeah, head on over to our website, Tony'sPicks.com. There you'll find our premium picks every day over at Tony's Picks. Check out the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot, including our morning steam team, 9-1 yesterday. That's Mindy, that's me, that's all of you. We were on top of all these great handicappers over at Tony's Picks. Tiffany 7-4 for 275. Sean, Paul, Sam won his only play of the day. Don't forget our premium picks. That's why we're here. We give you lots of free picks. We want you to watch our show, but if you're looking for absolutely our best picks, head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. There you'll find our best bets from all the cappers. Everybody's loaded. I've got one up there. Got my national championship best bet right there, loaded up, as well as today's game in the NAC with Fairleigh Dickinson and St. Francis. Paul's got an NBA best bet up there. Collins has his college basketball best bet. And Brandon Chech has his NHL best bet. So all kinds of action over at Tony's Picks. Also, don't forget our $15 picks. Those are often our best bets, and our 3-game and multi-game packages. Mindy has a 3-pack in the NHL. She's got more coming, so please check back. I'll have more coming as well now that I've finalized my card with Mindy. And Collins, a 7-pack in basketball, 3-pack in the NBA. Brandon Chech has a 3-pack on the ice, and Daniel's coming in with a 7-pack in college basketball. Get our latest picks in the pick ticker. You're in a hurry, you didn't get a handicap. We list all of the games in chronological order right here on the pick ticker. You see, there's the first game, the only afternoon game in college basketball, Fairleigh Dickinson and St. Francis, as I mentioned right there, followed by more games throughout the day. You can get all the plays right there. Those are everything. Everything that you see there are premium plays that are already loaded into our system by our handicappers. You see Ben's already loaded with his NFL action. Ben and I also have, you can get the total inside right there from us. And even Paul, he's got a big pick with Bayern Munich and PSG in a Champions League game that is a month away. So he already likes that game. All right, did you get them all in there?
They are in. We got them. We're ready to go. Sorry about listening to my dogs all day. You should have been in this room. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I'm living with a couple of dogs right now, but one's blind and one's deaf. I don't know. The one barks, but I don't think the other dog hears him. So I don't know if that matters. But anyway, don't forget, we'll be back on Saturday with the morning's team. Friday's our day off, and Saturday we'll preview
more NFL.
We will do. Oh, the early NFL will do. Okay. And of course, we'll probably be pretty heavy in college basketball that day. We'll probably find a handful of games there, and NBA and NHL, of course, as well. And I'll tease it right now. I'm going to have for you, Mindy, play. I might even give the side in total. No, probably because I know I do have a premium, but I'll be previewing the FCS championship game. Don't forget, on Saturday. And it's kind of funny, right? Because the game is between North Dakota State and South Dakota State. But don't get confused by looking at your college basketball schedule today, because those two teams are meeting on the basketball court. I think that'll be quite fun, probably. Hope that game's on like ESPN Plus or something, because you know that it'll be part of the buildup for their national championship game this week. The fact that those two teams are meeting. You follow those teams.
Yeah, I'm pretty familiar with them because, right, they used to be in the North Central Conference is what it was, back in the day. So, we got to play in the, when it was cold, we played softball in the Dakota Dome on a tartan floor. So you get some fast tops there, I tell you. But yeah, I'm pretty familiar with those two teams. I have lots of friends that went there. My cousin, he went to Vermilion to South Dakota. So yeah, it should be a good game.
Have you ever played indoor softball where you can recreationally, where you can like hit it off the walls and stuff? Have you ever done that?
I have not done that, right? But we used to practice, in the gym, during the winter time. So yeah, I used to bounce over off the walls all the time.
I might get a premium together, and I do like something in that South Dakota State, North Dakota State basketball game tonight. But I will preview the football game and have some picks there. Hey, how about that? Jerry Koo. Hope we got that right. And let's go ahead and bring his play up before we get out of here, Mindy, since he's joining us for the first time. Dallas and the under. All right. Good to have you, Jerry. Hopefully we get you back here as well. So, right. All right, everyone. Thanks a lot. And we'll catch you on Saturday. For Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.